Hi everyone, let's move to the essay 19 and let's check the title first. Explain some of the ways in which humans are damaging the environment. What can governments do to address these problems? What can individual people do? So this is kind of a two-part question, right? It's about damaging the environment or protecting the environment, and what can governments do, what can individual people do. I think this is quite important. It involves governments and individuals. I think I'll make another video about that. So right now let's talk about this essay first. I'll still go with Simon's method, and for Simon's method, in the first paragraph, we are supposed to talk about the introduction, and we should talk about the topic and then give an answer. So topic, humans are responsible for a variety of environmental problems, but we can also take steps to reduce the damage that we are causing to the planet. So causing means the same thing as damaging. This essay will discuss environmental problems and the measures that governments and individuals can take to address these problems. I think it's also right to write solve these problems. I think it's even better because you use synonyms here. And for the second paragraph, let's have a look. So I think maybe here we talk about factors that we are causing to problems to the environment, or we talk about those measures, those steps that we should take, that we should do to solve the problems, maybe for governments, maybe for individuals. But let's have a look. Two of the biggest threats to the environment are air pollution and waste. Gas emissions from factories and exhaust fumes from vehicles lead to global warming, which may have a devastating effect on the planet in the future. As the human population increases, we are also producing ever greater quantities of waste, which contaminates. This is very important. Contaminates means pollute, right? Which contaminates the earth and pollutes rivers and oceans. See, pollutes is afterwards contaminates, because they actually mean the same thing, and you use and to link them. So I think in the first body paragraph we talk about the factors of or the content of environmental problems, which is the air pollution and waste. And for the air pollution, we talk about gas emissions from factories and exhaust fumes from vehicles, and we also talk about the consequences. It leads to global warming, and which may have a devastating effect on the planet in the future. And next one, waste. As the human population increases, we are also projecting even greater quantities of waste, which contaminates the earth and pollutes rivers and oceans. And for the next paragraph, I think we'll talk about the measures that we can do, or the steps that we should take to protect our environment, for both governments and individuals. So I think we can notice that the author divides those two parts into two paragraphs, and the first paragraph is about governments, and the next one is about individuals. So let's have a look at the governments first. Governments could certainly take more make some effort to reduce air pollution. They could introduce laws, right? So the first one, introduce laws to limit emissions from factories, or force companies to use renewable energy from solar, wind, or water power. They could also impose taxes, green taxes on drivers and airline companies. Second, impose taxes In this way, people would be encouraged to use public transport or to take fewer flights abroad before reducing emissions. And next paragraph is about individuals. Individuals should also take responsibility for the impact they have on the environment. They can take public transport rather than driving, choose products with less packaging, and recycle as much as possible. Most supermarkets now provide reusable bags for shoppers as well as banks for recycling glass, plastic, and paper in their car parks. Wait, here's more information. Supermarkets right now provide reusable bags for shoppers and banks for recycling glass, plastic, and paper in their car parks. Okay, I don't know what that is, but it's kind of a great idea, right? So let's move on. By reusing and recycling, we can help to reduce waste. So this is kind of a very important structure. By doing something, we can do something. And here comes the conclusion paragraph. And we always start with in conclusion. Both national governments and individuals must play their part in looking after the environment. Very short and great conclusion. So this is the end of this essay.